Hello and welcome back to the Outtakes podcast. As always, I'm Mike and I've got with me here
Dom.
and
Don.
as well as
Billy.
Don't say it.
today we're going to today we're going to talk about music.
Really?
Yes.
Whoa.
So, what's your favorite kind of music, Michael? Me too. Dom, what's your favorite?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Billy.
My favorite type of music
is good music.
I like
Yeah,
the music
I
that you
don't-
listen to.
Honestly, I'm not restricted to a genre. Honestly, I'm not restricted.
I'm not either.
Like sometimes like a lot of rap I don't really like, but I'll listen to it here and then I'm like,
Zachary Richards.
this beat's popping. But like,
Poppin', yo.
but sometimes I remember I can't say that I remember when it first came out, but I remember listening to like old rap from like the 90s.
Right.
And it was all about the rhythm, and it was all about rhyming.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that a good amount of rappers don't understand nowadays. Nowadays, it's talk.
Okay. One thing I do
They're
not
just
like
talking.
about
Or, yeah.
here's what I don't
Okay.
like. I hate it when rappers nowadays, like, their definition of music and how people accept this, and they're like, yeah, you know what? This is music, is when you just have one instrument and just going... And then the guy's just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Money,
yeah,
banging,
yeah,
money,
yeah,
money,
money.
cash,
They're-
houses,
this is their tone
money,
while they're rapping.
Lambo.
Anyway, nonetheless, music is good. Okay.
Yes. All right.
Music is the soul. Music unites people. I don't know. Like
And
the
also
evolution of music really has changed with people's attitude. Like you know how people don't care a lot about everything nowadays. Yeah, because people don't care about music.
What?
End of discussion. End of discussion.
All right, I think we'll leave it. I think we'll leave it there.
Actually, that's a decent way of looking at things because people are super lazy when it comes
Me.
to making music.
Oh,
Hence
never
why I was talking about,
Yeah.
the bass line and just, and talking. But I think most of us here can agree older music is better.
Meh.
It all.
I think there's good music
everything-
today still.
There is still good music today, but they're all, like, underground. They're not... There are a lot of really good artists. For instance, one of my favorite artists that are modern, Colony House.
Never heard of them.
Never heard of him.
They're great.
And
Glass
that proves the point.
Exactly. Another one, Glass Animals. They're also really good.
Never heard of him.
Why are all
You guys
these
have
band
never
names
heard.
like adjective and then noun?
I don't know. But anyways, there's a lot of really good music, but it's underground. And
All right. Actually, back to rap, just real quick.
Sure.
I will say, all right. I don't know why, but I really, really enjoy Filthy Frank.
I don't like.
It's so crude, it's so gross, but it's hilarious.
it is
And
fun.
it's got a great rhythm to it. Like, even if it didn't have, like, all the crude lyrics, like, listening to the instrumental versions is really relaxing.
Well, Joji made...
Yeah, Joji.
Like, he makes actual music,
Yeah,
and not
but-
just the pink stuff, the pink guy
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I'm mostly listening to Pink Eye stuff, but I've listened to Joji.
And it's good.
It's good.
It's good. He's actually, like, extremely talented. 90% of my friends... Actually, no, all of my friends know I'm,
Let him finish the sentence.
I can't talk.
That's not a normal hiccup.
What was that? I can't breathe.
Yeah, someone sample that and make a
This is
song
gonna
out
be-
of that.
Editing
Okay,
this
okay.
is gonna be
On
fantastic.
topic, on topic.
Yes,
Oh,
on
continue.
topic. I'm sorry.
Most of your friends
Most
know
of my
that you
friends-
are
Most
blank.
of my friends know I'm a hipster.
Yes, very.
Very
How
much so.
hip.
Too much cassettes.
I listen to cassettes. I'm gonna say it right now.
Worst
But
technology.
there's a reason why. There's a change.
Because
there's
it's
a
the worst
change of
technology.
audio, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, cassettes are the worst technology." You can break your music. They get old. They sound weird sometimes. They get tangled in your machines.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: the reason people thought of it that way is because they didn't know how to take care of them. Let's be honest.
No,
Most of the time.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that. Like, yeah, my mom was telling me people just gave up on cassettes because nobody understood how to take care of them right. And it's not like when you bought a cassette, it came with a giant manual on how to take care of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's just something that you knew, like how to ride a bike. There's no manuals out there. You just know it. You learn it from your dad, you know.
I will say this to piggyback off of what you said.
No.
Here's the thing: if you treat your cassette right, and
Like a baby.
It'll
like a
treat
baby.
you right.
no, really, it'll treat your ears very nicely.
Unless you have crappy, like, headphones.
Yeah. But here's the thing: you got to get a good stereo. You got a good recorder. Some cassettes, part of the especially the older ones, part of the reason they don't sound good is because they were just recorded on terrible recorders.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's another thing. That's actually I'll bring that up about vinyl, also.
Ooh.
But here's the way the chain goes. The worst, although extremely convenient, the worst sounding out of all mediums of music is MP3.
Really?
MP3
It
has a cold.
it can never reach the capacity that cassettes and vinyl have ever reached. Mechanical things are always better in all technologies.
Mm-hmm.
However, they don't last long, they need too much maintenance, and it's inconvenient.
Yes.
What about the M4A format?
That's digital. He meant MP3
No, I mean,
as
like,
in the
I'm saying-
standardization of
standardization.
digital.
And that
Digital is definitely digital in terms of quality, clarity, and realism. Definitely on the bottom. In terms of convenience, cheap, portability, and cost, all the way to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just get like a really small MP3 player from
And
like Belgium.
So the chain goes MP3, then you go above that.
Looks
it's actually cassette, but you can get cassettes that sound just as good as like Blu-ray audio.
Looks like Mike is a material boy.
There's another thing out there where like, oh, well, what if my song's 320 kilobits per second? The file size is so big, it loses portability. However, just using headphones and a digital device, you're still not getting the realism. Okay, sure, the quality might sound like that, but if you had like a 7.1 surround stereo, like Dolby digital stereo system, it still wouldn't sound as good as a record player.
Yeah. Okay. So, cassettes bring a warmer feeling than like CDs and MP3s get.
Wink.
CDs actually have pretty bad quality.
CDs, yeah,
They
can
actually have pretty bad quality.
There are ones like if you get more modern CDs, they can sound better than cassettes at times. But cassettes, all in all, in my opinion at least, they have a warmer feeling and that.
Oh wait, is it kind of like how some shows, like if they're animated and they're like back in the 90s or whatever, it kind of looks like it's all not. I guess like I want to say fuzzy, but
or grainy.
Not. Yeah, grainy.
Yeah, like
it's like sort of like
that.
that.
Like
it's got that. You know, it's
a lot
old.
of 80s shows.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they just that's another quick point that we should bring up is that not all songs are like some songs can sound just as good as vinyl and on MP3, and here's why: it's the way they were recorded. The way they were recorded, it's like, all right, if like the song was published only digitally at 128 kilobytes per second, which is like about average, a little bit below. That's as high as it's gonna get. You can't convert the file to 320 and expect it sounding better.
Yep.
Because it was only recorded in that format. If the songs were originally vinyl, they're probably gonna sound slightly worse on MP3, even if it's at a really high quality setting.
Yeah.
It's still not gonna sound as real. If it was like a song from like the 1930s, there's gonna be tons of static and it's not gonna be great quality because that's the technology they had.
Mm-hmm.
However, it was like the 60s or 70s. Like you take a Pink Floyd album, way better on vinyl than MP3
Yeah,
or cassette.
that's why, and there are actually still people who release albums on cassette. For instance,
definitely cassette and vinyl as well.
For instance, right there, I have
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Awesome Mix Volume 2 on cassette.
And Mike,
and it sounds great.
And vinyl, right?
Mike also has it on vinyl as well.
I have it on vinyl.
Yeah,
yep.
parts of the Awesome Mix and the soundtrack.
Yep, and it's great. I have both volumes too, and they're. The thing is, here's how the chain goes. You have like MP3s and CDs around roughly the bottom. Cassettes can sometimes sound just as good or bad depending on how it was recorded as a CD, but most times it sounds better. The best one, however, are records or vinyls. Vinyls sound the best, especially in modern recordings.
Well, because it's a weird plastic. It's not like film where it literally can deteriorate, which is another thing. If you don't take care of it right, it's gonna deteriorate faster. Like a lot of old like Betamax and VHSs are already deteriorating because people just didn't take care of them right.
Yeah.
And when you touch the film, you ruin it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why a lot of those old films, used to burn down, or they have like those giant blots on them when you're watching like really old films, because people have to touch them, or the real machine, including cassette players, will definitely process them, and it has a lifetime to it.
Yeah.
I mean, newer cassette players definitely handle it a lot better. They're less, rickety and know how to handle it where it doesn't actually damage the film. However, a lot of older ones would damage the film, or really cheap ones would damage the film,
Yeah, no, I totally get what you mean. Now, okay. So I'm going to say this right now. Sony, stop that. Wait, hold on. Wait.
Yeah.
Buy Arma 3 now.
We're going to make music, guys.
Yes, that's
Alright.
the rest of the thing. 30 minutes
Outtakes
of
Records
us.
LLC.
Okay. So,
Where were we?
I don't know. Jeez. Okay. So Sony.
Sony.
Sony right now.
Sony is the best! Sony...
Sony made PlayStation.
No, that's not what I mean. The grandfather... Or no, not the grandfather. Like, the really cool uncle when it comes to audio formatting.
It does.
They didn't invent it. They didn't invent it, but they made it better for you to listen.
Mm-hmm.
The Walkman. They made it better for you to listen. Portability.
Mm-hmm.
They made
That's Michael's favorite.
Yes.
They make the best stereos, and that's why when they released the Sony PlayStation, it was also a CD player. When they released the PS2, it was also a DVD player, because Sony loves media, because they just make it better for everybody.
I like
They
Blu-ray.
they have a stereo that they still make that makes they still make this stereo that can still play and record cassettes. So you can still record songs off the radio, and let me say, on a normal bias tape, type 1, it sounds really good. Like, almost to the point where it sounds like a type 2 tape, or dare I say it, in some cases, a metal tape.
Really?
Type 4, yeah. So it can sound extremely good, and that's just because it's an instance of the quality of the recording.
Music definitely changed, and there's a lot of ways to listen to it, and most of it's up to your preference, but you know what? Vinyl.
I thought we were honestly going to talk about like bands this episode, but
Yeah,
it was
same.
mostly
It was
audio
mostly
format.
Yeah, it was
audio.
actual audio. Are we going to be releasing this podcast on vinyl?
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
Alright, cassette 2,
Oh.
metal tape.
Just
Of
14
course.
vinyls. It's like episode 1.
Okay, so that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. Leave some criticism, positive or negative. It is appreciated. We will see you next week.
Yeehaw!